Have you ever stopped and wondered what your clothes are truly carrying with them? Not just fabric, not just fashion, but symbols you may have never noticed. In today's modern world, millions of people unknowingly wear signs whose meanings they do not understand. The most frightening part is not what is obvious, but what is carefully hidden behind glamorous appearances. And tonight, you may begin to question something you have never questioned before. After this moment, you might look at your own closet with completely different eyes. Welcome to Spirit's Dawnrise. Today, we uncover the hidden spiritual darkness lurking behind the glamorous facades of 12 massive global fashion brands. Fashion is not just about clothing. It often carries profound spiritual messages, symbols, and ideologies that quietly influence our daily lives. Are we unknowingly wearing symbols of darkness? Let us explore the disturbing truths hidden within the modern fashion industry right now. We begin with Balenciaga. Recently, this luxury giant faced massive backlash for incorporating deeply disturbing occult imagery into their campaigns for children. Images featuring innocent children holding teddy bears dressed in bondage gear shocked the world, revealing a very dark underlying corporate agenda. Furthermore, subtle inclusions of the Baphomet symbol in their designs point towards an intentional celebration of demonic entities and dark mysticism. This is not mere artistic expression. It is a deliberate attempt to normalize occultism and perversion within mainstream high fashion culture. Next is Saint Laurent. This prestigious brand sparked outrage by recreating the sacred Last Supper through a highly provocative commercial lens. By replacing biblical figures with seductive models, they intentionally mocked a foundational Christian moment, turning sacred history into cheap, sexualized marketing. This blasphemous imagery strips away spiritual reverence, replacing divine grace with pure carnal desire and blatant disrespect for deeply held faith. Saint Laurent uses shock value to sell luxury, but their willingness to trample on sacred traditions reveals a dark, unholy stance. Moving to everyday wear, Herschel Supply Company seems innocent. However, their popular backpacks often feature hidden pentagrams seamlessly woven into patterns. Millions of students carry these bags daily, completely unaware that they are bearing ancient occult symbols right on their unsuspecting shoulders. The pentagram has long been associated with dark magic and esoteric practices, yet it is now mass-produced for our innocent youth. This subtle indoctrination normalizes witchcraft symbols, making them a standard part of youth culture without parents realizing the immense spiritual danger. Acne Studios takes a different psychological approach. The very name acne evokes insecurity, bodily imperfection, and adolescent anxiety in young minds. Their overarching philosophy seems to worship brokenness and depression, promoting an aesthetic that glorifies emotional suffering rather than healing and wholeness. By romanticizing despair, the brand traps young consumers in a vicious cycle of self-doubt, pulling them away from the true light. True beauty comes from divine creation, but Acne Studios profits heavily by keeping their audience focused on their flaws and endless misery. Diesel constantly utilizes skulls and serpents in their clothing lines. These are not just edgy designs, they are ancient spiritual symbols. In biblical terms, the serpent represents deception and temptation, while the skull has always been a universal emblem of inevitable death. By wearing these symbols, consumers unknowingly project themes of mortality and spiritual rebellion, glorifying forces that actively oppose eternal, holy life. Diesel's aggressive marketing makes death and rebellion look incredibly stylish, subtly shifting cultural values away from light and towards profound darkness. Abercrombie & Fitch built an empire on exclusivity. Their hiring and marketing systems historically prioritized absolute physical perfection above all else. This created a toxic culture of body worship, strictly discriminating against anyone who did not fit their narrow physical beauty standards. Such practices directly contradict the biblical truth that every single person is wonderfully made in the holy image of our Creator. Their legacy of vanity and exclusion teaches young people to value superficial flesh over the eternal and beautiful condition of the soul. Burberry is famous for its classic elegance, yet a closer look at their knight logo and intricate patterns reveals hidden esoteric depths. Many of their core symbols trace back to ancient mystical belief systems and esoteric traditions that heavily conflict with Christian teachings. The equestrian knight carries a banner reading "Prorsum," meaning forward. But what spiritual direction is this iconic brand truly leading us? Behind the prestigious British heritage lies a quiet continuation of ancient pagan symbolism, cleverly disguised as high-end luxury for elites. Under Jeremy Scott, Moschino's runway shows frequently resembled bizarre occult rituals rather than standard presentations of seasonal clothing and fashion trends. Models walked through theatrical sets filled with eerie symbolism, blending high fashion with unmistakable elements of dark magic and esoteric ceremonies. This deliberate fusion of glamour and the occult desensitizes the public, making demonic aesthetics seem like harmless avant-garde artistic fashion statements. Moschino treats spiritual warfare as a fun aesthetic, carelessly playing with dangerous spiritual forces just to sell expensive garments to celebrities. Urban Outfitters goes beyond hidden symbols. They actively sell occult items alongside their trendy clothing, targeting vulnerable teenagers and young adults. You can easily purchase tarot cards, Ouija boards, and modern spellbooks right next to graphic tees and casual denim jackets. This direct commercialization of witchcraft invites actual spiritual danger into the homes of young people who think it is merely entertainment. By making the occult easily accessible, Urban Outfitters acts as a dangerous gateway, leading youth away from faith and towards darkness. D-Squared has repeatedly used the Holy Cross in highly suggestive and inappropriate contexts, completely stripping away its profound, sacred, biblical meaning. They place the ultimate symbol of divine sacrifice on provocative clothing, turning holy salvation into a cheap accessory for modern clubwear. This intentional desecration of the cross is a direct insult to Christianity, mocking the very foundation of faith for commercial gain. When sacred symbols are reduced to trendy fashion statements, society slowly loses its reverence for the divine sacrifice that saved humanity. Fast fashion giant H&M operates like a prowling lion. Their relentless production cycle releases new trends at dizzying speeds. This speed prevents consumers from stopping to think critically about the hidden spiritual messages woven into the cheap garments they buy. They constantly push subtle, unholy slogans and dark imagery, knowing that buyers are too distracted by low prices to notice anything. The brand feeds a culture of mindless consumption, keeping masses spiritually asleep while filling closets with highly questionable and dark ideologies. Finally, we look at Uniqlo. Some argue this brand is the most dangerous because of its deeply secular lifewear corporate philosophy. Uniqlo promotes the idea that ultimate human perfection and comfort can be achieved entirely through material goods and innovative fabric technology. This creates a subtle illusion of self-sufficiency, suggesting that we do not need God if we have perfectly engineered, comfortable lives. It is a quiet atheism. It replaces the profound need for spiritual salvation with the shallow physical satisfaction of a perfect wardrobe. These 12 brands demonstrate how the modern fashion industry is deeply entangled with spiritual battles, occult symbolism, and unholy worldly philosophies. From blatant demonic imagery to subtle secularism, the clothes we wear often carry messages that directly oppose the light of Christ. As believers and consumers, we must practice spiritual discernment. We cannot blindly consume whatever the culture dictates is trendy and fashionable. The Bible warns us to be vigilant, for the enemy prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. We must look beyond the glamorous marketing campaigns and celebrity endorsements to see the true spiritual nature of these powerful corporations. Next time you shop, ask yourself what values you are financially supporting and what dark symbols you are choosing to wear. Let us clothe ourselves first in righteousness and the armor of God, rather than the deceptive garments of a fallen world. Protect your mind, guard your heart, and always seek the absolute truth that shines brightly above the darkness of modern culture. Thank you for joining Spirit's Dawnrise today. Stay vigilant, walk in the light, and never let the world dictate your spiritual path.